You know those moments in the hallway between sessions? Maybe it's a quick hello, or that earnest question, or that unexpected shared laugh. Well, those moments are not just extras to a conference. They might be just the most powerful part. Hi there, I'm Dr. Santina or Tina Wheat. I'm a family physician, an educator, and a career and life coach who is dedicated to helping healthcare workers conquer their chaos and get to calm. And today, we are going to talk about the power of connection. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes of a conference week, not the sessions or the panels, but the conversations the size of Me Too and the reminders of why we do this work. And why do I want to do that? Well, because connection is not optional. It is essential, especially for those of us in healthcare. This week, I was fortunate to gather with family physicians from all across the country. We came together to talk about lots of things, updates in policy and in education. We talked about the challenges in our specialty and about innovations that are being tested around the country. It was, in fact, two conferences. So there was a whole section on educating us on the newest medicine as well. But the moments that stay with me aren't always in the lecture halls or in the breakout rooms. Some of the moments that are the most meaningful are in the hallways between sessions, in the dinners where we are too tired but still laughing, and sometimes in having that moment of hearing someone else say, "Me too." The knowledge is absolutely important and crucial in all that we do. And especially right now, the policy is vital. But those relational human moments, well, they remind me why I chose the path that I did. So, what is it that makes those in between moments so meaningful? Well, let's start by going deeper into why it is that connection matters, especially for those of us who have a job that just often is heavy. In day to day medical practice, it is so easy to lose sight of why we started. It's the patient care, the teaching, the paperwork, the administrative demands. With all of these things on our plates, the pace can just feel relentless. Even though we are surrounded by people, it can also feel isolating. Sometimes it's because of things that we do, and sometimes it's because of the system. We carry stories and worries and responsibilities that often just do not have a safe place to go. But when we are joined by our colleagues who get it, then the joys and the burdens, we are able to see our perspective expand. We are able to see that we are part of something even bigger, something that is stronger than our individual struggles. And yet, ironically, when things get hard, many of us, myself included, often pull inward. We find ourselves relying on the grit and the strength and the self reliance. We do that because it's worked before. It got us through training. It taught us how to cope. But the problem is when we don't learn new strategies, that same reflex can actually become our undoing. And why is that? Well, because isolation actually amplifies the burdens. With the isolation, the challenges can feel heavier, the ideas will be fewer, and the hope can feel dimmer. We assume that everyone else is managing better than we are. Meanwhile, we might forget the confident and composed person beside us might be quietly struggling too. And if we talk to each other, maybe we could get through it better together. Now, you might ask, Well, scientifically, is this just feel good talk? Well, the truth is, no. There is actually evidence behind it. Studies do show that social support and also professional camaraderie help reduce burnout. They increase job satisfaction and improve resilience, particularly amongst those of us in medicine. But beyond the numbers and the data, which, if you know me well, know I feel is really important, the connection also speaks to something deeply human. When we feel seen and supported, we are able to lean into the vulnerability. We are able to process those hard moments and do it in a way that has less shame and more compassion. Now, connection is not a luxury. It is a form of self care. And as someone who thinks about prevention a lot, it's important to keep in mind that connection is actually preventive medicine for us, the caregivers and the healers. We, we ask it of our patients every single day. We say to them, "You are not alone." Yet, for many of us, we forget to direct that same care, that same reminder that we are not alone to ourselves. If you are feeling disconnected right now, I want you to know that you aren't alone. And reconnection does not require a huge or grand gesture. Small acts can spark big change. Let me walk you through a few practical ways that you can reconnect. One is just reach out to someone that you haven't spoken to in a while. You don't have to have an agenda. You can just have a check in. Maybe you say, "How are you really doing?" And make sure that it's not the performative fine that we often give. Another practical way is to find your people. Your people can be many different people, but they should be the ones who you can be real with. You can laugh, you can cry, you can vent and celebrate. Another strategy is to join a professional group or mentorship circle. When you have one shared project, one shared goal, you can actually reignite your purpose. You want to make sure that that professional group isn't just about venting, though. The next strategy is to show up for others. Sometimes you can become the connector that someone else needs by starting the conversation and offering a listening ear. And when you demonstrate that, and when you show that compassion, you might feel better too. And then finally, make small rituals of connection. It might be coffee dates or lunch check ins, short peer huddles, even with your team, or opportunities to go on a walk together. These should all be intentional moments that say, "You matter." These steps take intention. It's especially true when you are busy, when you're tired, or when you are overwhelmed. But unlike many things that you should do, connection is one investment that always pays you back in energy, in clarity, and in hope. As I'm preparing to leave this week of learning and fellowship, I'm carrying more than the updated guidelines or new ideas. I'm carrying stories of resilience, of creativity, of innovation, of curiosity, and of courage. I am reminded of mentors who made space for me, of peers who lift me up, of teams who are striving for better care. I'm carrying gratitude for my community that keeps growing, adapting, and caring, not just for patients, but for each other. Those moments of connection help me sustain. They remind me that we can't do this work and we can't do this life all alone. So many of us entered medicine to make a difference. But over time, the weighty systems and demands can dim that spark. But the connection, that is real, authentic human connection, it has the power to reignite it. It's not just about sustaining our careers, it is about sustaining ourselves. So I'm going to leave you with this. How are you going to reestablish connection in your world? Today, I want you to pick one step. Maybe reach out or join a group or show up and just do it. And if you're curious to go deeper, then I invite you to reach out to me about how coaching might help you. We can talk about how you can explore connection, resilience, and community. And if this video resonated with you, I would love for you to hit like and subscribe so that you don't miss an upcoming video. Maybe share this with a colleague who might need a reminder that they're not alone. And comment below, what is one small way that you will reach out this week? Thank you so much for being here, for doing hard things, and for caring deeply. May you rediscover the power of connection, not just as a concept, but as a practice in your life and work. Until next time, I'm Dr. Tina Wheat. Stay connected, stay rooted, stay hopeful, and let's finally conquer that chaos so you can get to calm.